£10,000. For a lot of us, that's quite a lot of money. But in motorsport terms, relatively speaking, it really isn't that much. So for that budget, what can you do for your first season of motorsport? Well, you could take a BMW 3 Series Compact, a Citroen C1 or a Saxo, a Mini Cooper, or of course you have to consider a Mazda MX-5. But thanks to OT Publishing Coupe Cup with Toyo tyres, I think I might have found an alternative. But what is the Hyundai Coupe Cup? Think of it as an entry or a beginner pathway into club racing in the UK. The car's essentially first, second or third generation Hyundai coupes with a focus on the 2-litre naturally aspirated 4-point engines. The cars are pretty much stripped of all their weight, but the modifications are pretty light to keep the cost down. It does keep the racing very close.
Right, good.
Things have happened and I now find myself part of the Luca fan club. Race 1 of 2 happening, so the format for the Snetterton 300 weekend for Hyundai Coupe Cup is 1 qualifying session in the morning on a Sunday and then 2 races in the afternoon. This is race number 1. Luca put it on pole by just under 0.8 of a second, which is, I mean, I'm not a fan, but I'm not like a bandwagon, but you know, we're backing Luca to win. Gets first win of the weekend. Let's see how it turns out.
Forward that very yellow machine. So the 5-second board is held aloft. First of the 2 races this weekend for the OT Publishing Limited Coupe Cup in partnership with Toyo tyres. The revs are up and they get underway. Very good start by Paul Lorry from 4th on the grid. Goes down the outside. Not a good start for Luca Stacchini and a bit of smoke there for Paul Smith. It's Paul Lorry who goes into the lead. 3 wide behind. Look at Darren Ford coming up on the outside. He's got a super getaway and he's up into 3rd place as they make their way through Riches for the first time. Now in the sunshine of Snetterton. It's been a largely cloudy weekend so far. It is the 51 of Paul Lorry, the ex-Toyota MR2 racer, who's got the lead. Big lock up there from Paul Smith, and Stacchini's gone wide as well. A lot of these drivers are relative novices, so some of them dealing with the hairpin there for the first time. Darren Ford could get up into 2nd place here in the 38. He's an ex-Caterham racer. He could have gone through. Yeah, the yellow machine's gone through into 2nd place. It's Paul Smith in 3rd. Stacchini, I think, is down to 4th. As they make their way through around this opening lap. Gary Miller we caught a glimpse of there, one of the newcomers in the 58 car. But it is number 51 of Paul Lorry. Oh, somebody sideways there. That was Matthew Watson possibly in the number 12 that has lost it. He just locked the brakes up and slid off under braking. Paul Lorry leads then. Darren Ford up there in 2nd place. He's going on, gained 6 places with that charge down the outside at the start in the very brightly liveried number 38. He's having a look for the lead. I don't think he's going to get through there. Not quite. Bob's back in behind the number 51. As they start to sort themselves out. Paul Lorry in one of the exit 13 cars. Darren Ford being run in conjunction with Misty Racing. Mark Jones up there as well, so it's 6 of them for the lead now. He's in a Misty Racing car as well. Luca Stacchini up the inside into Brundle, and he takes the lead. So Stacchini looking for his first Hyundai Coupe Cup win. Takes it up ahead of Paul Lorry. Darren Ford looking for his first podium in 3rd place. Stacchini leads from Lorry. Darren Ford going well in 3rd. Here comes Mark Jones on the inside, trying for 4th position in the number 32. He won the pit stop race at Silverstone a couple of seasons ago for these cars. Side by side with Michael Evans now. It's the later shape of Coupe, alongside the Generation 2 car with the double headlights. That's Michael Evans. And here comes Eddie O'Kane. Mind if I get involved as well, he says. Excuse me. Can I join in too, says Dan Fletcher in the 75. 4 of them together. Look at this. This is great stuff. This is for 4th place. Jones round the outside now of Evans. He's finally got the move done in the Misty Racing Cup. They may be relatively basic in terms of race cars, but they are enormous fun. Very closely matched. Drive. Genie in the S3 Coupe. Generations 1, 2 and 3 out there as well. They're fairly well spaced out at the front of the field now. The main battle's for 4th between O'Kane and Fletcher. O'Kane up the inside at Nelson on the brakes. He's going to go through up into 4th place. No, he's not. Still side by side. O'Kane hasn't got the move done yet. On the inside at the bomb hole. That's a brave place to go for an overtake. He's done it. Here they come through Nelson. There's 40 seconds on the clock, so we'll wait to see if it's checkered flag this time, whether we get one more lap. Luca Staccini is all set for his maiden win. And here comes the 28, Luca Staccini. Round towards Coram for the final time. Didn't make the best of starts, but he fought back to take the lead down the Bentley Straights. He's had 2 second places already this year at Brands Hatch. He tried so hard last season to take his maiden win. He is finally going to break his duck in the OT Publishing Hyundai Coupe Cup here at Snetterton. He's already celebrating as he comes up towards the checkered flag. We said there'd be a big celebration at the end of this one. There's the checkered flag in sight. It is Forza Italia here at Snetterton. Luca Staccini takes his maiden race win. Congratulations, Luca. Paul Lorry comes over in 2nd place, nearly 5 seconds down. And Darren Ford, I think that's his first ever podium in 3rd place.
Oh, what a race it ended up being. Lucas Staccini taking the top spot, Paul Lowry and Darren Ford finishing off the podium. What a race. It's really, really cool to watch. Race 2 now is in 3 hours, I think. So the drivers have got time to make changes to their setups, which I think quite a few of them will do. There's definitely some damage, I think a couple of them sustained on the way, so I think that's being repaired now as well. But what a spectacle, what a spectacle. It's really cool to see such close racing, especially coming from a Formula 1 van, seeing close racing, just such a change of pace. So yeah, on to the next one. Hopefully we'll see if there's a new winner or Luca can do the double.
Let's see what he can do this time then. OT Publishing Limited Hyundai Coupe Cup to round out the weekend here on the Snetterton 300 circuit with the BARC. Off they go, and Staccini barely moves off at all. Oh dear. Terrible start by Lucas Staccini. I thought he'd stall him for a second. It's Paul Lorry gets away well. Darren Ford could take the lead here on the inside line there. Staccini, he's well back in the pack. Now this is going to add some interest because he's going to fight his way back up the order. Watch for Paul Smith coming through as well. He spun out of the first race. And it is Darren Ford who has gone to the front in the number 38 car, the Dayglow liveried ex-Caterham Racers car. Look at Staccini. Already he's back up into 4th place. How's he done that? Side by side with John Winter. Now he kicks up some dust. So does Dan Fletcher. That was an incredible recovery there. Just charged up the outside of everyone into the hairpin there, Staccini. Now where's he come out as a result of that? There's O'Kane in 3rd. He's up to 4th. He's ahead of John Winter. Mark Worsley side by side with Tim Stevens in the number 34. But it is Darren Ford, number 38, who leads. Paul Lorry second. Staccini's now through into 3rd place. Ahead of John Winter. Eddie O'Kane down to 5th. Matthew Watson side by side with Dan Fletcher. There's Paul Smith. Keep an eye on him coming through. Well, I said it might add some interest as Staccini picks his way through the field, but he's taken most of them in a single move there through the hairpin. He's already caught Paul Lorry for 2nd place. For 12. As Darren Ford leads, Paul Lorry in second place. Winter up there in fourth. Down the inside, Ian Brunning takes Nick Flowers in the red number 48 coupe. Spencer Hirons in behind them. There's Roger Owens, number 26. Runs cars available for hire as well if you want to do an arrive and drive. Should you want to try out this series for yourself, if you've got a race licence, you can hire a car and give it a go. The PR representative is Andrew Holmes. So, many questions can be forwarded to him. Of course, contact John Winter at Exit 13 as well for any queries on the series, or indeed any of the teams. Misty Racing have hire cars available as well. Really is a great way to get into motorsports, the Hyundai Coupe Cup, supported by OT Publishing. And they come round to complete lap number 1 there. No, Luca Stacchini has moved to the front. You can't take your eyes off this race for a second. He's blitzed past everybody there coming down the straight. We knew it would be a matter of time. Well, even though he almost stalled on the line, through goes Luca Stacchini ahead of Lorry. Darren Ford down to third. Before the end of the first lap, he was able to take over. Darren Ford right on the tail of Paul Lorry there for second place. I'll have a look here as they go into Riches up the inside of the ex-Toyota MR2 man. Ford used to race Caterhams. Who's this coming up on the tail? It's John Winter. He can sense a podium chance here. Just needs to get his braking right. Goes for the outside of the number 3. Eddie O'Kane looking on in the number 9. And Paul Lorry's gone wide. There's a bit of dirt tracking there on the outside of the hairpin. This is Darren Ford's opportunity. Side by side into Palmer. The next corner's a left-hander, so he needs to get the move done before they get there. And he's done so. Gets the overlap on Paul Lorry, and he's through. Here comes Eddie O'Kane. Fletcher and Smith are closing up as well. Matt Watson heads the next group ahead of Mark Worsley and Tim Stevens. Winter closing up on Paul Lorry as well, but Luca Stacchini is heading off into the sunset.
Clock this time, so he's going a little bit quicker. Third is still up for grabs because John Winter number 3 slowed in a little bit on Lorry. But you still wonder whether he's going to have a large
Round Coram for the last time. He almost stalled on the grid, got away in the midfield. By the end of lap 1, he was leading, and he has driven off into the sunset. It's Forza Italia once again in the Hyundai Coupe Cup for Luca Stacchini. He comes up to take the final checkered flag of the weekend. It's a double for Luca Stacchini at Snetterton. Darren Ford.
What a day of racing. Luca doing the double, 2 wins, 2 fastest laps on the pole position. It's incredible to think that these cars cost less than £10,000, probably at most £7,000. To think, for most people, that's not entirely out of reach. It's it is an affordable way to go racing, and I think it's definitely something that a lot of people could consider for their first kind of foray into racing. A massive thank you to the Hyundai Coupe Cup for letting me come down, film, be a part of the squad. Everyone's so friendly, everyone's so nice, such a lovely community to be a part of. Hopefully you guys loved it as well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the racing, and let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.